There's a strange paradox I've noticed in life. People keep telling you to be yourself. Yet the moment you start acting like the person you truly are, they look at you as if you've violated some unspoken rule. Society celebrates individuality, but demands conformity. It praises authenticity, but rewards obedience. And somewhere in the middle of this contradiction, a quiet truth begins to whisper. Most of us don't actually know how to choose ourselves. I'm not saying this to accuse anyone. I'm saying it because I lived it. For years, I thought choosing myself meant being selfish, irresponsible, or rebellious. But the real selfishness is abandoning your own needs and expecting life to still feel meaningful. And the real rebellion is daring to hear your own voice in a world full of louder, more confident ones. There was a time when I shaped myself around people's expectations. I wasn't aware of it, it just happened. When everyone around you says, "This is how life works," you start believing them, even when your soul gently disagrees. I followed paths I never chose, accepted standards that didn't feel like mine, and pretended to be comfortable with limitations that weren't even real. Not because I was weak, but because I was scared. Scared of being misunderstood, judged, or simply alone. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Being surrounded by people who don't really see you is far more lonely than being alone. I learned this the hard way. A few years ago, I had a friend, let's call him Daniel. He was one of those people who always said yes, even when every part of him wanted to say no. He helped everyone, worked overtime, compromised constantly, and apologized for things that weren't his fault. People called him kind, reliable, selfless. But behind that reputation was a tired human being who had forgotten his own dreams. One day he confessed to me, "I honestly don't know what I want. I only know what everyone else wants from me." That sentence stayed with me. It sounded like something I could have said myself. The worst part is not losing your dreams. It's forgetting you ever had them. His story made me reflect on my own patterns, and I started noticing how often I let others choose for me. What opportunities one took, what goals I pursued, what life I imagined for myself. The world shaped me before I ever got the chance to shape myself. And maybe, just maybe, the same thing has happened to you. Here's a small confession. I used to admire people who never cared about others' opinions. They seemed fearless, liberated, almost untouchable. But one day I realized something important. They weren't born fearless. They were just tired of losing themselves. There's a moment in every person's life when the weight of pretending becomes heavier than the fear of being real. That moment is the beginning of choosing yourself. Now, I won't romanticize this journey. It's uncomfortable. Choosing yourself often creates a tension between who you are becoming and who people expect you to be. When you start setting boundaries, some people will misunderstand. When you stop overgiving, some will call you distant. When you start valuing your time, some will label you arrogant. And when you begin changing, the world will try to pull you back into the version of you that made them comfortable. But I've learned this. Anyone who prefers the older, smaller version of you does not belong in your future. One of the biggest mistakes I made was believing that self-worth comes from being good enough. Good enough for friends, for teachers, for family, for strangers. But good enough is a trap, because you can never measure it, never reach it, and never maintain it. The truth is, your worth is not a performance. It's a presence. You don't earn it. You realize it. Let me tell you another short story. I once knew a girl who constantly doubted herself. She was brilliant, but she didn't believe it. She had ideas, but she never shared them. She had dreams, but she never acted on them. When I asked her why, she said, "I don't want to disappoint anyone." But the irony was heartbreaking. She was disappointing herself every single day. And that's the kind of disappointment that rots quietly from the inside. Life hack number 1. The hardest promises to keep are the ones you make to yourself. But they're also the ones that truly change you. When you break promises to yourself, "I'll start tomorrow, I'll rest later, I'll try someday," you are teaching your brain that your own voice doesn't matter. And once you stop trusting your own voice, everyone else's voice becomes louder. Life hack number 2. Stop negotiating your worth. You either value yourself, or you hand the responsibility to people who will never do it for you. It took me years to understand that choosing yourself isn't about being selfish. It's about being responsible for your own life. People say, "Take care of yourself," but they never explain what that actually means. So here's my version. Taking care of yourself means making choices that protect your energy, Honor your dreams and respect your limits. It means not forcing yourself to carry emotional weights that don't belong to you. It means treating your inner world as something sacred, not as a storage room for other people's problems. Choosing yourself means accepting that not everyone will understand your journey, and realizing they don't have to. One day you wake up and realize that the life you've been living no longer fits you. You feel like a guest in your own story. That's when the transformation begins. Not suddenly, not dramatically, but quietly, consistently. The truth is, the strongest changes are not loud. They're subtle. They happen in the moments when you choose rest over exhaustion, honesty over pretending, growth over comfort, yourself over approval. And when you make these choices often enough, something powerful happens. Your self-worth stops depending on who stays or who leaves. It stops depending on success, achievements, or validation. It becomes something internal, stable, unshakable. Life hack number 3. You do not rise by forcing yourself. You rise by understanding yourself. And understanding yourself requires one thing: listening. Listening to the tiny signals your life sends you. Your frustration tells you what needs to change. Your excitement tells you what to pursue. Your exhaustion tells you where you're giving too much. Your intuition tells you what no one else will. Some people will still judge you, of course. They'll question why you're changing, why you're distancing yourself, why you're not as available as before. But remember this: people who benefit from your lack of boundaries will always see boundaries as an attack. Let them think what they want. Choosing yourself isn't about proving anything. It's about finally recognizing that the life you're living is yours, and you're allowed to shape it, protect it, and redefine it whenever necessary. At some point, you stop asking for permission. At some point, you start becoming whole. And at some point, you realize the truth: choosing yourself is not the final step. It is the first one, the one that allows every other part of your life to finally fall into place.